Summer Food Service Program Meal Counting. The importance of a good meal counting system and supporting documents of meal counts cannot be overstated. The funds you receive in reimbursement are based on the number of meals you certify that you served. We want you to be paid for meals served. One of the most frequent AR findings is inaccurate meal counts. They almost always have to do with inaccurate or incomplete tally sheets. So this summer we're doing away with the paper tally sheets and doing a hard reset with Meal Counter. Meal Counter will help you meet program requirements by keeping full and accurate records to support meals claimed for reimbursement. It records daily meal counts for all approved meal types served. Meal Counter will make it easier to review and verify your meal counts for accuracy. This is a snip of the Link Online application. On or about question 30 on the site application, you'll need to indicate how meal counts will be taken at each of your sites. Here's a snip of the drop-down box. The first item in the drop-down box is a paper point of service meal count sheet. This is to be used only in emergency situations. You will need to notify the state agency if you need to use this option. Send an email message with the reason for using the paper document, the date, and the meal services. The emergency use of paper meal count documents is temporary, and the state agency should be notified when the electronic meal count system is resumed. Your email messages may be sent to sun@alsde.edu. The second item on the drop-down box is Cartwheel Meal Counter. This is an electronic version of the tally sheets. If you used tally sheets at your open sites last summer, this summer you must use the electronic system. Other in the drop-down box would include things such as your electronic POS that you use during the regular school year, Google Sheets, or some other electronic product that will facilitate ease and accuracy of meal counts, as well as identify the service of duplicate meals. Please provide a thorough explanation of what type of meal count system you use if you select the option Other. Now back to meal count requirements. Some of these I've previously mentioned, but you must have a point of service meal count completed when meals are served, not before or after the meals. Using the electronic POS or meal counter to record meals served will be implemented for summer 2025. Tally sheets will only be allowed to be used in emergency situations. Children are served first on a first-come, first-served basis, and adults can be served only after all children have been served. Each site must have daily meal counts for all meal types served. Only first meals and complete second meals, no more than 2% of the first meal served, are recorded on the claim for reimbursement. Second meals are not allowed in rural non-congregate meal service. Adult meals are recorded on the meal count document but are not claimed for reimbursement. Meal count records are based on the number of meals served to each participant. Rural non-congregate meals served must be linked to an eligible child by name, and rural non-congregate meal service meal counting system must detect and disallow the service of duplicate meals at the time of meal service. Remember, rural non-congregate meals must be served and counted based on the names of eligible children. Please provide a detailed explanation of how meal counts will be taken to ensure that there is no duplication of meal service. If offering both congregate and rural non-congregate meals, you must have a system in place that won't allow children receiving congregate meals to receive rural non-congregate meals as well. A child can only receive 2 meals per day. The exception are migrant sites and residential or non-residential camps. You can record your detailed information on the site application under Rural Non-Congregate Meal Service Operation. Other non-congregate meal information. Expand in the comment section for sponsor or attach a document under the miscellaneous link in the site checklist. In other words, you need to have a detailed explanation of how meal counts will be taken that ensure that duplicate meals will not be served. You might remember that you have to click on the paperclip on the checklist page to add a document. Choose the document needed from your computer file. Under item number 2, enter the name of the document attached. You will see on the next slide how helpful it is to identify documents quickly. If you make a mistake, you can delete the document. Click on the delete button at the top of the page. If your application is returned, remove the earlier version of the document provided. We need the latest version of the document being sent for approval. Once you add an attachment, it will appear at the bottom of the checklist page. Notice the comment section clearly identifies the miscellaneous document added. The comment helps us review the correct document without having to open a various lists of miscellaneous documents. These are items that site monitors should be looking for during the site visit and the site review. Your site monitors should check the site application before going out to do a review or visit to get a good understanding of what the state agency has approved. Inform site monitors of site caps and your procedure for amending caps if necessary. Exceeding the site cap is also a frequent finding in the admin review. This slide depicts some house on fire flaming red flags that something is wrong with meal counts. Rural non-congregate multi-day meal distribution might be an exception to some of these. But if your monitors are going out and they notice the recording of the same number of meals served every day, that's a red flag that the meal counts might be problematic. If the monitor sees that meal count records are incomplete, that's an opportunity to train and to dig deeper and find out the reason behind the incomplete or inaccurate meal counts. Another red flag is recording the same number of meals delivered as the same number of meals served. In addition, never or rarely recording second meals served or excess meals except on a day of review. So if your monitors are going out, doing the site visit, doing the site reviews, there should be particular attention paid to the meal counting process and a review of meal counts that are taken prior to the site monitor arriving. Finally, make sure you train your staff on meal counting and claiming. We have asked that it be added as a training topic on the link application this year, so that should be a good prompt for you to add it to your agenda. As always, please send questions to sun@alsde.edu, or you may call us at 334-694-4660.